Hi BookTube, Sarah here, and welcome to a weekend reading vlog. The Goran is sitting with us. I've picked this spot because he's sitting here and I thought this would be kind of fun because today is Saturday, the 17th of August, and today is National Black Cat Day. So if you have a black cat, give him or her some extra love today, much like this guy is getting right here with his ear rubs, right? Are you gonna join us for this little portion of the video? Yes. Good day today. My plans that I had originally had to go downtown and go to the Toronto Public Library book sale did not happen. So yes, so sorry, I'm starting off, I'm a little discombobulated. I've already kind of filmed the beginning of this, but I'm doing it again because the camera was kind of messed up. So anyway, this is the Create Your Own Readathon vlog weekend, and I am getting a very late start to the vlog today. It is 3:30 in the afternoon. It's probably closer to 4:30, or 4 o'clock, I should say, excuse me. So yeah, so late start, but are we surprised? No, not really, but that's okay because I have some things to show you guys. So anyway, so this morning when I got up, it was pouring down rain, and I just started thinking, I'm like, do I really feel like going all the way downtown, parking, walking to the library sale, and, you know, crowds of people don't bother me in the least, but I just wasn't in the mood to drive downtown in the rain and try and find parking and all that stuff, so I opted actually not to go. So I'm a little, in retrospect, I'm a little bit disappointed. I kind of wish I'd gone, but on the other hand, I'm kind of glad I didn't go because I ended up deciding to go to bingo with my mom. I gave her a call and I'm like, do you want to go to bingo? She's like, okay. So we went to bingo and we won. We won a decent amount of money, you know, enough to write home about, as one would say. So anyway, he's just flopped out here. See, this is, if you guys watched a previous vlog of mine, I mentioned how this is the ottoman that we have. I've pushed it away from the couch so I could sit here right now, but I don't know if you can see it. Do you see the different colors? All these pieces are coming off. It's horrible. I need to get a cover for this thing because it's horrible and I hate it, but someone loves it, and if I tried to do away with it, there would be heck to pay, let's put it that way. So you should see his face. The eyes are closed in that cat ecstasy, you know, like, yes, pet me, lady. So yes, I did not go to the library sale. I went to bingo with my mom. We won some money. So I took Garrett to work, and I dropped him off, and then I decided to go to Value Village, which is a giant thrift store. Goran's trying to get into the bag right now. It's a chain thrift store, I guess you would call it. It's on par with Savers in the US for my US friends. So I decided to go over there, and I thought in my head, I'm like, okay, I'm probably going to spend there's no way I'm going to spend this much money. And I had spent I've spent some money. But along with books, there's a pile of books in here, which I'm going to show you guys, because I want this vlog to have some sort of content, because it's almost 4 o'clock on Saturday, and this is the first you're getting from me. So I thought I'd show you guys what I purchased. And yeah, I'm really sorry about the messy background that you guys are seeing. That tall thing is a fan. There's our curio cabinet. There's the other curio cabinet directly behind me. The closet, the front door, my suitcase. Yes, my suitcase from Buffalo from 3 weeks ago. I still haven't put it away yet. It's cluttered. My apartment is cluttered. We are in the process of trying to clean it out. That big Garrett's laptop is right there on that white table, and then beside it on the black table, that's his 3D printer. So we're hoping to get that moved over. Now, I have now told myself, sorry, I'm just gonna put something away. I have told myself that after this is it. No more physical books, maybe one or two here and there, like if I'm in Walmart and I see one, but no more hauling of a bunch of physical books until I get my new bookshelf, which should actually happen this week, I'm hoping. I have an area here beside me that I need to clean out so we can put the bookshelf. There's one already. I have one. Let me see. Can I show you guys? Tour of my apartment. That one right there. I don't know where I'm pointing. That over there, that bookcase is going to get moved over here beside me. And then we're going to buy a second bookcase to go beside it. And that will be the new area where I will be filming my videos, which is super exciting. So until I get those 2 bookcases, I am not allowed any more book hauls. So if it doesn't happen this week, I have to wait because I just don't have the space. I'm piling books up on the floor, and I don't like that idea at all. I want them out where I can see them. So 5 minutes into this, let me show you guys what I bought at Value Village. So I also bought some clothes, so I thought I'd show you guys that too. Now, I spent more than I anticipated because Value Village, as great as it is as a used bookstore, it's not, to be completely honest, exactly cheap for books. I'm pretty sure like the prices are something like 50% off the list. No, it's like up to a certain amount. Like if a book's up to like $25, it's $6 or something like that. If it's like 20 to 25, it's this much, blah, blah, blah. And then the Harlequin and Silhouette books are $1 a piece. So this was more expensive. It's a lot more money than I would have probably spent at the book sale downtown. I hope to get to the next one. I know they do them at least once or twice a year, so we shall see. But I did buy some clothes too, so thought I'd show you guys what I bought. I bought some new tops, essentially. And they're really, really cute. So I got this one. Pretty navy, and it is navy. You can't really tell. Navy and white striped with like a looser neck. So yes, I got that. I'm sure this totally interests you guys. You're only here for the books. I got this top too. I thought this one was really pretty. It is kind of a sleeveless. It's like a bluey gray. Again, with that kind of like, neck. I really like that. The way that looks on me personally. I got, Goran's completely enthralled on what I bought. And these, are they only the, oh yeah, and then this, no, I got, holy cow, I got 6 tops. I thought I only got like 4 or 5. I got this one, this is a Calvin Klein, you guys. It was $7 for a Calvin Klein. Isn't that pretty? So, okay, this is not part of the top. That's what you'd use to hang it on a hanger. But yeah, I seem to be into stripes lately. I don't know what it is. But yeah, again, with that kind of loosey, like a boat neck, I guess you'd call it. And then it's got these buttons on the sleeves. But I just thought, what a great top. And it's oversized, which I really like. But with a pair of skinny jeans on a Friday and a pair of boots for work, because we can go a little bit more casual on Friday at work. But yeah, but Calvin Klein, like, I couldn't believe it, you guys. Like, seriously, Calvin Klein. That says $6.49 Canadian. So I got that. And I got this one I thought would be super, super cute with, for the, like, most of these tops are for work. Like, I always try and buy tops that I can wear to work, but can also wear on the weekends, except for t-shirts and stuff like that. That's a totally different ballgame. But I got this one I thought was really, really pretty. Isn't that nice? The yellow with the buttons. And then these kind of very girly, like feminine, floofy sleeves. But yeah, I thought that was really cute. I have a white skirt I think that would go really cute with. And then these 2 tops, I have to admit, are my favorite. These are more Friday kind of weekend stuff. But look at this one. I have a love of these kind of like 70s type. I don't even want to say vintage because it's not vintage. But this kind of like inspired, 70s inspired kind of, with not a tank. Yeah, a tank top or a camisole underneath. It would be super cute. But this one, you guys, is my absolute favorite. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, I don't even care if it's my size. I must have it. So again, that kind of, it's a see-through-ish, but again, you'd wear a camisole underneath it, right? But do you see what's on it, you guys? They're elephants. With a camisole and jeans on a Friday, I think that would be totally appropriate for work. It's still a nice top. It's not a t-shirt with a band name on it. It's not, a Mickey Mouse t-shirt. It's, I think it's cute, and I think it's gonna be really nice. I love that. Kind of that bohemian kind of look is my thing. I kind of really love it. So, the bill, which we don't need to see, because it was a lot of money. I'll be honest. I got 6 tops. I'll tell you guys. I got 6 tops, and all of these books with tax for just under $100. So yeah, I spent a bit of money, but as I said, I won a bit of money at bingo, so that was good. So I'll show you guys the Harlequin books first, because they happen to be on top. That's not one of them. And usually when I go into these places, I don't know if your Value Village or Savers is the same, or I'm pretty sure like the Goodwill and stuff like that are the same too. But they do like buy 4, get 1 free. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. So I usually try and get 5 at a time, so I get one for free. That wasn't the case here, but excuse me, they had a lot of books and I got a lot of hardcovers, which is why these cost a bit of money. So I did get 10 Harlequins because why not? So I got A Man Worth Loving by Kimberly Van Meter. Guys, Christmas. I'm all about the Christmas right now. This usually happens to me towards the tail end of summer because I'm done with the heat and humidity and I'm ready for the holidays. I'm ready for the fall. I'm ready for Halloween and I'm ready for the holidays. So this is typically what happens. So I got that one. The Groom's Little Girls by Katie Meyer. This is a special edition novel. Look at that cover, you guys. Isn't that delightful? So adorable. So adorable. I got Falling for the Lone Wolf by Crystal Green. This is part of a series called The Suds Club. And it seems to me like they met like in a laundromat. And I'm like, yes, I need to read about that. That sounds awesome. So yes, I got that one. This one had an adorable doggy on the cover. Her Cowboy Dilemma by C.J. Carmichael. This is a Harlequin American romance, which turned into the Harlequin Western romance line. But yeah, I do love these ones. This is part of the Coffee Creek, Montana series. So that sounds cute. This one sounded interesting. Triple Dare by Candace Irving, part of the Family Secrets The Next Generation series. This is a Silhouette Intimate Moments, which became the Harlequin Romantic Suspense line. So yeah, look at the cover. It looks like rock climbing or something. Very interesting. So I'm intrigued about this one. Another Harlequin super romance, Trusting the Bodyguard by Kimberly Van Meter. Oh, are they part of the same series? They are too. Oh, Awesome Sauce. Oh, and I think I've read one of these. So these are both part of the same series. So Trusting the Bodyguard and A Man Worth Loving. And I think I read one that was home in Emmett's Mills. That's what these series are. So yeah. Ooh, I'll have to check to see if I can remember what the name of the one of the book that I read. But there's the other one. So there's the two of them. Very exciting. I seem to gravitate towards these super romance and the special edition books. A Daddy by Christmas by Terry Wilson. Again, a cute little kid and a dog on the cover. And it says Christmas in the title, so it's going to be Christmassy. The other thing is, once I get my other bookcase, I've got a lot of work to go through Goodreads and to put all these books into Goodreads. Like, all the physical books that I have are not in Goodreads, and they need to be there, but I wanted to get them organized before I put them into Goodreads, so that way, if I'm looking for a book to read, I can scan I can find them on my shelves instead of going through piles of books on my floor. Does that make sense? So that's my game plan. The other thing I want to get, sorry, side note here, is every Bookstagrammer and Booktuber seems to have them. Those rolling carts, like those craft carts that you get at Michael's. I think they're like $50. I'm going to go buy one and put it together. And what I think I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use it as my side table and put it, because our couch is going to sit, like the couch is here, like right, I can touch it from where I'm sitting. The bookshelves are going to go like right beside it. So the bookshelves you do not necessarily need access to all the time. So the cart will probably sit just in front of the bookcases. And what I was thinking is that cart I think has like 3 levels. I'm going to be able to put my knitting and stuff in there. And then I can have like my currently reading books on the top, because I don't have like a huge physical TBR like a lot of people do. Most of my TBR tends to end up on my Kindle. But at least I can put like any of the physical books that I'm reading that month on the top. And then also, if I have a drink or something and I'm sitting on the couch, I can put my drink there. So that's my plan. I think it's going to be kind of fun. And it'll be kind of fun to have it in the video and to have it beside me so I can put stuff there when I'm trying to sit. The other thing is I want to get a new chair too, because the chair that we have is kind of old and garbage. But I want to get a really pretty fabric covered chair. We really want to clean up and out the apartment. We have way too much stuff that we need to purge and get rid of and just keep the things that we really want to keep. So like that right behind me there, that is staying, but it's going to be moved. And that one is staying, the Caro cabinet, but it's also going to be moved. And then Garrett's 3D printer is going to be moved to the other side of the living room. So this whole area will be cleaned out quite a bit, and I think it's going to be really nice once it's done. Anyway, back to the books. I'll give you guys a tour once we're done, I promise. How messy is my kitchen? Oh, good, my dishes are done. Excellent. I can see them in the drying rack behind me. I remembered to do the dishes before I went out this morning. We also got Western Christmas Brides, and this is an anthology. Harlequin, I've talked about these before. They do lots of these different anthologies. By Laurie Robinson, Lina Lana Benning and Carol Arns. This one, a Western. I do love the Westerns oh so much. A Body to Die For by Kimberly Ray, a Harlequin Blaze. Hello, cowboy. I anticipate this one being a little steamy. This is Love at First Bite, which I believe is kind of, it is. These are vampire books. So these are a touch paranormal, along with the typical spicy blaze. So these are kind of fun. And then last but not least, Snowstorm Confessions by Rachel Lee. This is part of the Connor County The Next Generation series. And this is this is the Harlequin romantic suspense. So yeah. So those are the Harlequin books. Let's get into the rest of the books. So there I was, minding my own business, looking at the books, and this lady, I'm standing there and I've kind of got a book off the shelf and I'm looking at it, and then this older lady, probably about my mom's age, she taps me on the shoulder and she hands me this book and she says, "Have you read this one?" And I said, "No." She says, "Then you need to read it." Like, just randomly in the Value Village, I've got someone giving me a book to read, like telling me I need to read this book. And the reason I decided to buy it is because a very good friend of mine named Lynn, she was reading this when we were in New Hampshire back in the spring, when we shared a hotel room and we went to the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool. And she was reading this book and she said it was fantastic and she was going to loan me it when she was done with it. But then this lady in the Value Village hands it to me and she's like, "You need to read this." I'm like, "Okay, you're the second person in as many months to tell me I need to read this book. I need to read this book." And that book is called The Birth House by Amy McKay. Have any of you guys read it? Is it good? It's a Canadian author to my understanding. Now, I just got, or I have on my want to read list, another book by her called The Witches of New York, along with the sequel. It's a Yule book or something, like it takes place during Christmas. But yeah, this one, like Lynn said, it was amazing. My friend Lynn said it was amazing. This lady in the store said it was amazing. And I'm like, it's a Canadian author. I'm like, yes, I will read this. Because, like I said, 2 people have recommended it to me. I have no idea what it's about, but I think going into it blind will be a lot of fun. An astonishing debut, a book that will break your heart and take your breath away. Well, that sounds like a good time right there, doesn't it? So yeah, so I'm looking forward to that one. I found this one. I couldn't believe it. I was so thrilled. Summer Wives by Beatrice Williams. Yay, I am a big fan of Beatrice Williams. I've read one of her books now, and I love them, or I love her work, so I'm looking forward to this one. I think Steve Donahue raved about this one and how good it was, and I saw it there and I thought, why not? This is a historical fiction novel, so I'm looking forward to that. Lisa Jewell, who I read earlier this year, and I really enjoyed the book that I read. It was one for NetGalley. I saw this one, then she was gone. So I decided to go ahead and pick this one up. It's a thriller. Now, I know Thrillerathon is happening now, I think. I'm going to look it up when I'm done recording this because I am honestly debating on participating. I think it might be kind of fun. Like, as you guys know from my Friday reads, if you watched it, I'm like now leaving my TBRs a little bit more loosey-goosey, if you will. And there are some things I could move around on my TBR right now. And I might just do that so I can participate in Thrillerathon because that might be a lot of fun. I'd really like to read this one if possible. So I'll let you guys know. If I do decide to do it, I have to film this afternoon my weekly wrap-up. And I also want to film my anticipated reads video for September. I might add in an extra little video this week if I decide to do Thrillerathon, so stay tuned for that. And sorry if you can see the glare of in my glasses, I apologize. Now this one, I was thrilled to see it. I was just like, wow. It looks like it's never even been read, you guys. Miss Everything by Jennifer Weiner. I have never read her, but I hear so many good things about her. Actually, I can't say that. I read her autobiography, or her memoir, or whatever it was, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it, and I kept telling myself, you need to read her, you need to read her. She writes women's fiction, chick lit, whatever you want to call it, and this is like her newest book. I think it literally came out like a month ago, maybe. I'm pretty sure I just saw this in Walmart for 40% off. Like, it literally just came out. Does it give me a date in here? Probably nothing. Probably only just the year. Sorry, hold on. Yeah, it just says 2019. But this sounds like one where it goes back and forth in time. In her most ambitious novel yet, Jennifer Weiner tells a story of 2 sisters who, with their different dreams and different paths, offer answers to the question, how should a woman be in the world? It says, do we change or does the world change us? I'm really looking forward to this one, and I can't believe I found it. Like, this is exciting to me. This is really, really exciting that I found this. Like, I swear, somebody might have bought it and decided, nah, it's not for me, and took it in. I'm like, wow. And then the last, well, this isn't the last. I still have 3 other books after this one. But I ended up seeing this one. It was sticking off the shelf, and I picked it up. It's In Your Dreams by Kristen Higgins. This is a Blue Heron novel. I have not read this one yet in the series. And when I was organizing my Goodreads shelf and adding that new shelf of the next book in series that I need to read, this was one of them. And I remembered it because it stuck out to me because of the cover, and it's kind of a wintry cover. So I picked it up. I thought, why not, to have it on paperback? It's not in the greatest of condition, but there's something about trade or mass market paperbacks when they're kind of like well loved and destroyed. I don't know what it is. I kind of really like that somebody else really, maybe I don't know if they enjoyed the book or not, I'm speculating, but they read this book. You know what I mean? So there's something about that. And the last 3 books I found, now there was a whole slew of these, you guys, a slew of them. So it looks like somebody might have belonged to a book club, and like one of those 12 for a penny, kind of like a Columbia House. Do they still do anything like that for books? I don't think so. Or that maybe they just bought these and had them as a collection and then decided to get rid of them. But I personally love these. I have one of these myself for, sorry, I'm kind of glancing over at my small bookcase over here, for a Susan Mallory book. But I saw these 3 and they were in good condition, and I wanted them because I don't have them. Some of the other ones that were there I have already read, and I thought, I'm trying not to pick up physical books that I've already read, even though if I read them and love them, I'll keep them. But, you know, especially if until I really get everything on Goodreads and I can stand there at the bookstore and kind of look on Goodreads, do I have this or not? I didn't want to chance it in case I already had one of these on ebook or something. I probably do, but regardless, it would be nice to have physical copies. So I got an O'Brien Family Christmas by Cheryl Woods. Now, these are small, little mini size mass market paperbacks, hardcovers. They're hardcovers. And these retail for like 20 bucks a pop. So I think I paid $4 for them each. So, you know, not as cheap as like the big library sale as I was saying, but still. And these tend to be like little smaller like novellas. Or maybe, no, I think this might be a full-length novel, I should say. It comes in at just under 300 pages. So yeah, that's a full-length novel. This is a Chesapeake Shores novel, which is a series that I want to start. I've read through. I think I've probably read this one, but it's been many, many years. So it'll be nice to eventually get to it again. And then the other 2 I bought were both Heather Graham books, and I'm so excited because they are not necessarily your typical Heather Graham. These do have a paranormal twist to them, but they're more of a contemporary. First one, sorry, I was just thinking in my head. An Angel for Christmas by Heather Graham. Isn't that a gorgeous cover? And there's our author. Very lovely. But yeah, isn't that great? So this one has I don't know, no, this one doesn't have quite, I don't think either of these actually have a paranormal twist to them. Christmas has never brought out the best in the McDougal family. Still, year after year, they gather together in the Blue Ridge Mountains to try and make the season merry and bright. But this year is an especially strange one. With Shane's impending divorce, Moian's slavish devotion to work, and Bobby's reluctance to face what life has to offer, they've never felt less like a family. Then in the midst of a snowy sibling shouting match, a mysterious stranger appears. He could be a criminal, a madman, or something far more unexpected. Despite their fears and the growing danger of the dark woods around them, the McDougals take a leap of faith. But when another stranger arrives on the mountainside, they don't know which of them to believe. One of these men can't be trusted, and one is about to bring Christmas into their hearts. Does that not sound awesome? Standalone book too, guys. This one or the other one, or potentially both of them, will be getting read this Christmas, I guarantee it. And the other one, this one I think is a reread, if I remember correctly. No, I have not read this one. Which one did I read by her? There was another Christmas one that I read, and I can't remember the name. Maybe it was this one. No, I did read this one. I read this one like probably more than 10 years ago, I think. And this is called The Last Noel, of course by Heather Graham. And it says, "'Tis the season to be terrified." So this is a Christmas thriller. I'll read the inside of this one for you guys in case you're interested in checking it out. With a storm paralyzing New England, the O'Boyle household becomes prey to a pair of brutal escaped killers desperate to find revenge. That's all or refuge, not revenge. That's all I'm going to read. So a family is trapped in a house with deranged killers over Christmas. Doesn't that just put you in the warm, fuzzy Christmas spirit? This one was really good. This one is not a terribly long book. Again, it looks about the same size as the other ones I just showed you. But it comes in at 350 pages, but look at the type on that, guys. So this is not a terribly long book. I'm pretty sure the first time I read this, I flew through it, but these are in perfect condition. They are going to look so great on my shelves, are they not? So yeah, so I'm super, super stoked that I got these. There was also a whole bunch of Debbie Maycomer, but again, the ones that I wanted, I've already read. Like, they had a copy of Dashing Through the Snow, which I read last year. They had Starry Night, which I also read a couple years ago, both which I can recommend to those to you. You know, so, and the one that I already had, the Susan Mallory book, you know, but somebody obviously had a collection of these, and they must have just turned them in. So their loss, or their house purging, my adding to my collection. So I'm not complaining about that. But anyway, guys, this is a pretty long clip. I do hope you enjoyed it. I think, like I said, I'm going to look that stuff up on Thrillerathon. I've got to kind of get myself ready to film those videos. I'm actually going to wait probably until about 7 or 8 o'clock tonight to film those videos because it's really bright and sunny out. And if the background was nicer, I would film facing this way because the natural light is obviously a lot better. But if I wait till the sun goes down, then I won't get the natural light behind me. So I think I'm just going to relax, do some reading, prepare for those videos. What I'm currently reading, of course, is A Salted Caramel by Amanda Flower, that I am really enjoying. It is so much fun. I am not terribly far through it, but I'm on chapter 14. So yeah, so I'm enjoying that quite a bit. So the Goran, who is still laying here, I'd pick him up, but he's just so cozy. And yeah, so those are my plans. I don't know if I'll check in with you guys again tonight. But if not, I will definitely check in with you guys tomorrow. Did you want to say bye? I just got cut eye. It's a cat. That's all they do. Anyway, guys, I'll talk to you in a bit. Bye. Hi, guys. Happy Sunday. It is Sunday night, and it is about 7 o'clock. It's just after 7. And I just got out of the shower, if you can't tell from my wet hair. I prefer to shower at night so I can let my hair air dry, because if not, then I have to blow dry it in the morning, and my hair is stick straight. It's baby fine, and it doesn't do anything. And it is a giant pain to have to brush out. I have to use detangler when I get out of the shower, and a wide tooth comb, and I'm still fighting with knots every time. And every night when I do this, I always think, just cut it all off again, just cut it all off. If you go back and watch some of the very first videos on my channel, you will see how short my hair was. I have been growing it since I started this channel. I always say I'm going to grow it out. I was like, for years, I used to say I'm going to grow it out, and I get it to like here, or like my chin, and then I chop it all off again. And I mean, it was short. And then finally I just said, I'm going to grow it out, and I just let it go. And it's hard. If any of you have ever grown out a really short haircut, it's very difficult because you have some really awkward points in time, you know, especially because mine, as short as it was literally shaved in the back. Like, that's how short it was. So when that's growing out, it's difficult. And unfortunately, because of my my horrible circulation that I have with my cardiac condition, my hair does not grow very quickly at all. Like, people, my aunt, for example, my dad's sister, she can go a couple months without cutting her hair, and it's like, you know, you get growth, right? Mine, it's like, it grows so slowly. And same with my fingernails and stuff like that too, which is why I kind of want to go back to the salon and get my nails done, because I don't have nice nails, I don't have nice hair. You know, like I said, stick straight, baby fine. My best friend, the girl I think I mentioned it in my Friday Reads. I went to go have dinner last week with my best and oldest friend. I don't know if we'd really consider ourselves best friends anymore, because and that sounds so funny to say in your 40s, doesn't it? But it's true. You know, I don't care how old you are. You can be in your 80s in a nursing home and you can have a best friend. And but we've known each other since the second grade, so we were 7 years old when we met. But anyway, as she likes to joke, in her former life, back in her early 20s, she was a hairstylist for about 10 years. So from about 20 to 30, about just after she got married, but before she had her kids. So her older daughter is now 10, so she's been out of the hairdressing game for about 10 years. But she still cuts hair occasionally, like she'll cut her mom's and her sisters and stuff like that. But anyway, she used to always tell me that I have a lot of hair, it's just thin. Like it's just, you know what I mean? So it's just, I'm not a fan of it. I don't, but I prefer it long because there's more I can do with it. When it's short, there's those of you who have short hair, you know what I'm talking about. There's not much you can do. Like I like it when it's a hot day that I can just pull it all up, or I can wear it down if I want, or whatever. So yeah, so I do struggle every single night, you know, debating on chopping it all off again. But the other thing is, and I know we're all, you know, every human, man or woman, I don't care who you are or whatever, what you identify as or what have you, we all have body issues and we all have things about ourselves that we are not 100% happy with. And, you know, my husband is the most awesome guy in the world and he's like, no, you're fine, you look fine. And, you know, I joke with him, I'm like, you have to say that. He's like, no, I don't. But we all have our own things, right? And this is going to get into a total rant, I'm sorry. But for me, it's my face shape. I do have a Eastern European, Polish background. So no matter what, no matter how much weight I lose or what have you, I'm always going to have a round face. And I find with short hair, it does not, I don't like the way I look. Let's put it that way. I've been told I look cute. I've been told I look fine. But, you know, do we always want to look cute? You know, so I like my hair long, but I can still pull it back and blah, blah, blah. So anyway, so that was a whole thing. There are other things about myself that I don't absolutely love. And it's not that I hate. It's not like I stand in front of the mirror and go, God, that looks awful. I don't do that. I have, and that's one of the benefits of getting older, I think, is that you begin to accept that this is who you are and, you know, stuff like that. And for one, for example, for me, and I've had this since I was a kid, is my scar. Yes, I do have a open heart surgery scar. I have the zipper, as people affectionately refer to it as. I do not know what I look like without it. I don't. I was 2 when that first surgery was done. That scar's been opened up twice. Twice. Because I've also got one in the back because I've had 3 open heart surgeries. I've always accepted that it's there. It's nothing different to me. It's part of who I am. It's like my nose. Do you know what I mean? And I have run into incidences, like mostly when I was a kid, because kids can be cruel, let's be honest. I can distinctly remember being in ballet class when I was about 6 or 7 years old, and I was changing into my little leotard, and one of the other little girls did that, like, look on her face, like, she goes, what's that? And at the time, it was still fairly fresh, so it didn't look the way it looks now. It was red, and it was, do you know what I mean? Like, it was within a few years of the surgery, and I just said, you know, it was my surgery scar, and she just, again, made this face and walked away, and I did go through a bit of time in high school where I was self-conscious about it, and I would wear shirts like I'm wearing now that would cover. But then when I got into my 20s, I'm like, I don't care. If you don't like it, don't look. It's the honest thing. And I don't get it anymore now that I'm older, but I used to get it quite often in my teens and 20s where people would be like, what is that? And I used to get, like, kind of, I wouldn't get annoyed because it depends on how the person asks. You know what I mean? It's always the context in which you take it. You know, if it's a very, oh my gosh, what happened? You know, like that kind of a thing. You know, again, I don't want people to feel sorry for me, but, you know, I can appreciate the question. But then sometimes you get like the, oh my God, what is that? And those ones I would always reply with, I was in a knife fight and I lost. Or I had a boob reduction done. That was one of my favorites to tell guys. And the look on their faces would be like, that's how they're done. I'm like, yeah, totally. I mean, if people are going to be, you know, I don't want to say ignorant, but in the way they're asking, it's ignorant. It's sometimes okay to have a little bit of fun. But I remember when I got married, my wedding dress was low cut. It was like, is it a sweetheart neckline? And the woman who's doing my makeup she looked at me and she said very seriously, she says, "Do you want me to cover up your scar? Because you could plainly see it in my wedding dress." And I looked at her and I said, "No," like this. And she looked at me and she nodded her head and she says, "Would you like me to put a little bit of powder on it so it's not shiny?" And I said, "Yes, that I would appreciate." So I appreciate that she didn't try to, you know, uh, make me not who I am, do you know? So again, back to this whole, sorry, this is like not even about books, but I'm just kind of, I'm bored tonight, so I'm just chatting with you guys. That we all have our issues, you know, and thankfully my scar isn't one of them. And, you know, I'm proud of it. I know I get people who look, because I do, like in my office, everybody's pretty used to me now. And, you know, a lot of people even say they don't even notice it. But occasionally, because I do cover reception now, and I have to sit at that front desk for like an hour and a half every day, is that we will get people in, and I'm completely like I don't think about what I'm getting, what I'm wearing in the morning. I don't think, is this going to cover? Because as long as I'm not showing a crap ton of cleavage, I figure I'm pretty good for the office. But because it does come up high, like it does sit up high, I'll often be talking to people and I'll look at them, and it's so subtle. It's like guys at a bar looking at, like, you know, or women at a bar looking at some guy's butt, you know, that very subtle, like, glance down and glance back up kind of thing. And I know they're not looking at my chest because there's nothing there to look at. um and you know, and I know a lot of people, especially as you're older, are too polite to ask anything. But yeah, that's what it is. And I think the other thing is too, is that I think it's a surprise to some people because of my age. You know, an adult in their 60s or 70s, you see that and you kind of think, okay. But when I was in my 20s and 30s, I mean, even when I used to be, I'd be at the hospital. I can remember distinctly sitting in the waiting room to see my cardiologist for an appointment, and there was an older lady, probably in her 60s or 70s at the time, and we were chatting, you know, as you're waiting to go in. Like, I'm a friendly person. I generally talk to a lot of different people, and we were kind of chatting, and she made a comment about me being there, and she says, "Well, you're awfully young to be here." And I said, "Well, thank you." I said, "But what I have is congenital." And she said, "Oh," and she didn't. A lot of people don't know what that means, and I said, "It means that you're born with it." And she said, "Oh," she said, um, you know, like, she was surprised. So we had this whole conversation. It just kind of reminded me of a book. Actually, it was a Salted Caramel. I was reading a Salted Caramel, and I finished it today, by the way. Going back to books, let's talk about books for a second. Um, and the woman in the story, and only someone who has this would actually pick up on it. It was at the beginning of the book. Let me just see if I can find it, because our main character Bailey in this story, she comes back to the small town where her grandparents live because her grandfather has fallen ill, and sorry, bear with. I'm just kind of looking here. Where is it? Do 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 do. Okay, here it is. Here it is. So the doctor, because the grandfather collapses at the beginning of the book, and the doctor is summoned, and he comes and looks at the grandfather, and, you know, Bailey, the granddaughter, is following the doctor out, and she's like, "What's wrong with my grandfather? Like, I know it's something with his heart, but what is it?" And the doctor says, "Congenital heart disease," which is what I have. So I think personally, because it sounds like this man has been spry his whole life, he's never had problems until now. I think maybe the word the author was going for was maybe congestive, or something else, because again, congenital means you're born with it. I don't think the father was born with it, you know, or the grandfather was born with it. So again, I think only someone who has dealt with this or has a family member who's dealt with it, that you would pick up on that word. Do you know what I mean? But I just thought that was interesting, you know, in this book. But anyway, into reading, because I'm now rambling for 12 minutes. This was really good. I did finish it today. I gave it 4 stars. I really, really enjoyed it. I'm looking very much forward to reading the rest of the series. I think I'm going to end up picking the rest of them up in mass market paperback so I can have the whole collection. Yeah, really, really enjoyable. What I really liked, I'm going to talk about this more next week when I do my wrap up for this week. But what I really liked is that I found that the Amish grandparents weren't extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? Buttoned up. They knew how to have a little bit of fun. They knew how to poke a little bit of fun. They made some jokes. Straight-laced, that's the word I'm looking for. They weren't so straight-laced. And they didn't take themselves 100% seriously, which is refreshing to read in an Amish book, because a lot of times the Amish characters tend to be very, a certain way, and unless you were told that they were Amish, sometimes they didn't act like it. Like the grandmother would give some woman, cut eye because she was mouthing off at the granddaughter. You know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like it just showed that, of course, they're people too, right? And yeah, I thought I really, really enjoyed that aspect of the story. And the mystery itself was really good too, you guys. It had me guessing up until the end. So I really enjoyed that one. The other reading that I got done today, I'm about 34% of the way through Never Have I Ever by Jocelyn Jackson, which is one of the books I'm reading for Thrillerathon. Yes, Thrillerathon doesn't actually start till tomorrow, but I started it today because, again, as I said in my Thrillerathon TBR, I'm a rebel. I started that today, and I'm enjoying it so far. You're kind of already revealed what happened to the woman. So the whole premise of this story is, it is a group of women who are like kind of moms, and they have like this book club, and this new woman comes to town, and she wants to join book club, and then she kind of hijacks book club and starts playing the Never Have I Ever game, but with her own rules. If you're not familiar with the Never Have I Ever game, it's one of those games you probably would have played in middle school or something like that. You and your girlfriend sitting around, it's like, never have I ever kissed a boy. And, everyone who has would, take a drink, but it would probably be like soda or something like that, you know what I mean? Or, never have I ever skipped school, things like that. Very, very childlike, very benign. Whereas this is a much more adult version, and it's kind of a never have I ever, but what's the worst thing you did today? What's the worst thing you did this week? What's the worst thing you did this month? And then it progressively goes on and on. Well, our main character, Amy, has this dark secret from when she was a teenager, and this woman who's come to town knows what that secret is. And I thought, okay, we're going to be kind of dragged out through the book wondering what this secret is going to be revealed. And it was revealed in chapter 2. So I started to think to myself, I'm like, well, it's not very thriller-like, but I'm waiting. I'm gonna hold off on it. I'm enjoying it, not absolutely loving it. So we shall see. We shall see where it takes me. And I'll obviously update you guys in next week's wrap up. And what else? I started reading. I'm drawing a complete blank. I've got the book right here in front of me. Well, it's on my tablet, on my Kindle. And the book I am reading on here is called One Night Gone by Tara. Oh, I can't say her last name. Lakowski, I believe it is. Right there in the upper corner. Right there. So this one, whoops, sorry. Camera did a little funny thing there. I'm enjoying this one too. I think it is, it's very atmospheric. Let's put it that way. So it is about a woman who, it's told in a dual timeline, from 2015 to 1985, I think. So what's that, 30 years? And it is about, a woman who, now in 2015, she has just suffered a very bad divorce with her ex-husband. She was working as a weather reporter for the TV news, and something happened, and she lost her job, she lost her husband. She's been living with her sister for a few months, and her sister's a nurse, and she is now kind of offered to house sit over the winter for this house in this beachside, kind of like an Ocean City or Atlantic City, New Jersey kind of a town called Opal Beach. So she's going to go do that, and then the dual timeline is 1985 in the same town, in this Opal Beach town, with this girl by the name of Maureen, who is working at a carnival. And I'm only maybe 10% of the way through this book so far. And like I said, it's very atmospheric. So far, I'm really enjoying it. And I will update you guys more, or I'll update you my final thoughts on it when I do my weekly wrap-up for this week. So anyway, it is, like I said, it's probably about 7:30 now. I'm just relaxing here on the couch. I'm doing some reading. I'm doing some knitting. I just stepped out of the shower. I rushed to get in the shower. I don't usually shower. Well, I try to shower during the work week, like as soon as I get home from work so I can get it done. And then I like make my dinner and I make my lunch for the next day, so I like to get all prepared, so I can have a little bit more time in the morning to kind of relax before I have to go into work. I like that bit of downtime in the morning. But today's been a busy day. I didn't really go out other than to take Garrett to work. Well, we went grocery shopping too, but I adulted all day today, guys. I am so proud of myself. So now I absolutely deserve to sit here and read and knit and watch BookTube for the rest of the night, until I have to go pick up Garrett from work. So I was up about 7:30 this morning, and I knew I had a load of laundry that I wanted to do today. And because I live in an apartment complex, we have 2 washers and 2 dryers down in the basement. And I'm like, oh, I'll go do the laundry like after I drop Garrett off at work this afternoon, which would be like 2:30 in the afternoon. Then I started thinking, I'm like, it's a Sunday. Everybody's going to be doing their laundry on a Sunday or a Saturday. So I was like 7:30 in the morning. I went down and I did my laundry, and it was done by 9 o'clock. And then at 11 o'clock, Garrett and I went out and we did all of our grocery shopping for this week. And then I took him to work. And then we came home, or I came home, and I cleaned my kitchen. Like, I didn't get down and, like, scrub the floors. Let's not get crazy, people. But I wiped down all the counters. I, cleaned the stovetop. I made sure all the dishes were done. I cleaned the sink. I did like a decent enough cleaning, not a deep clean, right? And now I'm just sitting here relaxing. And like I was about to say, I usually take my showers a little bit later, like on Sundays and Saturdays and stuff. But I was sitting here and I have like the blinds open, and I looked outside. I'm like, oh, it's getting awfully dark outside. And then I could hear the thunder, and I'm like, oh gosh, because I knew that they were calling for thunderstorms tonight. So I'm like, I'm going to go quickly jump in the shower, because the last thing I want is to be in the shower if the power goes out. And now it's like the sun's coming out. So, I mean, who knows with this crazy weather. But anyway, that is about it, you guys. What did I say? Like 7:30? I'm waiting another half an hour that I'm going to be hopping on Etsy. Because Jessica over at Peace Love Books has her store, the Ardent Admirations, I believe it's called. I bought this book sleeve off of her that has llamas on it. I bought this like about a month ago, and I absolutely love it. It is so well made. I use it for my Kindle. But all week she's been teasing with the new fabrics that are going up tonight, and one of them is like that same color blue kind of sorta, but it's got goats. Little goats on it, and it needs to come and live with me. So as soon as this stuff goes live at 8 o'clock, I'm going to try and snag it. But I will update you guys if I get it or not. But anyway, that's all I got. I will talk to you later. Bye, guys. Hey, guys. It is about 10 after 8. Quick check-in. I have made myself some popcorn, and people are honking out in the parking lot. And I am going to do some more reading of my my book, which I'm really enjoying. It is really good. And the whole reason I came on here was to tell you guys that I snagged the goat fabric from the Ardent Admirations from Jessica's Etsy shop. I was able to get the goat fabric of the book sleeve. It says it's indie sized. I'm sure I will find books that will fit it. And yeah, so I'm super stoked. But before I let you guys go from this vlog, there's my other one from Jess. The llamas. Said I have 3 book sleeves, and I told my husband, I said, no more book sleeves until the holiday fabrics start coming out. Now, I know Jessica did have some Halloween fabrics, but I didn't love any of them. I loved the goats. So if I see one that I love, like, then I will definitely buy them. If you can see behind me, ignore the Amazon box. But see those bags right there? Those are all knitting bags. I have bags of knitting bags. I have a ridiculous amount of knitting bags. When I first started knitting and I found indie fabric, like indie bag makers on Etsy and stuff like that, I went a little crazy to the point that I can literally match any project that I am knitting to a bag that I own. I've shown you guys the bags, like when I do my Friday reads and stuff like that, when I'm showing you guys my knitting. So yeah, I have a ton of them. If I can show you, yeah, you can't see, but behind Paddington Bear, that's where all my bags are currently living. My knitting bags. Sorry for the moving the camera, and I'm just trying to anchor my arm here. Yeah, you can see it's nice and bright and sunny outside. Oh, and hold on, there's the Gorin. He's up in his tower. He's sleeping. Bernard's in the bedroom in the closet sleeping. He's sleeping on actually bins of yarn. He likes those bins that I have over there. But anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you guys. I'm going to enjoy my popcorn and my book, and I will talk to you guys later. This is it for this vlog, actually. Hope you enjoyed it. Sorry, it was really rambly, not a lot of actual book-related stuff, but it was a pretty boring weekend. I'm looking forward to 2 months. 2 months this weekend, I will be at Rhinebeck for my October trip to Rhinebeck, and I cannot wait. And that will be vlogged, and that will be an exciting vlog, I assure you. But until my next video, guys, take care and happy reading. Thank you all so much for watching. Bye, guys.